A day after meeting heads of government of the Caribbean community in Trinidad and Tobago, the U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken traveled to Guyana for direct talks with the Irfaan Ali administration. Secretary of State Blinken arrived at the Cheddi Jagan International Airport at Tamari on the east bank of Demerara, and he came to State House in Georgetown for talks with President Ali. Afterwards, at a press conference, the two leaders detailed several areas that were discussed and progress that has made in deepening the U.S.-Guyana relationship. Of particular note, according to Guyana's president, Dr. Ali, was that U.S.-Guyana trade is steadily increasing, with the private sector being more aggressive and responsive to the opportunities in Guyana.
As a result of the strong bilateral relationship over the last 3 years, and setting that tone and creating that policy environment and building that trust, we have seen a complete change from the U.S. private sector. And this is as a result of both countries at the policy level saying to the private sector, saying to the investors, there is the opportunity, we are welcoming that opportunity. And that has created a positive shift. More and more investment is coming from the U.S.
Of particular importance, however, was the U.S.'s commitment to supporting Guyana's low-carbon development efforts and the food security agenda. Secretary Blinken spoke about these efforts.
Guyana will soon be the highest oil-producing country per capita in the world, but it's also a leader in forest conservation, demonstrating that it's possible to prioritize climate mitigation, environmental protection, while responsibly using fossil fuel resources. 86% of Guyana's territory is covered by forests, making it a natural carbon global sink. As the President mentioned, food security is another critical priority for both of us. We've had the climate crisis, we've had COVID, we've had conflict, including the Russian aggression against Ukraine, form an almost perfect storm, all contributing to the Caribbean's highest food prices in a generation. We're grateful to Guyana for co-chairing the U.S. Caribbean High-Level Action Committee on Food Security, where the country is leading efforts to expand small farmers' access to technology, reducing barriers to trade, reducing barriers to transportation. We provided about $28 million in emergency food assistance over the past year. We're investing more resources in local capacity so that ultimately countries across the region can build their own sustainable, productive capacity. As the breadbasket of the Caribbean, Guyana will continue to be a crucial part of this effort.
President Ali noted that Guyana is becoming increasingly known on the global level, and the visit of the U.S. Secretary of State further demonstrates that. However, while the talks involved several areas, the two countries did not discuss the potential removal of visa restrictions for Guyanese traveling to the United States. Further engagements are expected in the coming months and years. Reporting for the newsroom, State House in Georgetown, I am Vishani Raghavu.